1/1 for 4 indestructible. When it enters the battlefield, suspected it has menace and calm block. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Wow, basically Dark Confident. Whenever Barb Service is dealt damage, target open and loses that much life. So it's a stuffy doll and a weird card draw engine. I mean, it's much better than stuffy doll, right? Combo and enters, yeah, but stuffy doll was 5. On block, who cares? Worst. Yeah, I thought about Tusky or whatever. Is that what it's called? Tusky, the squirrel? Probably not great. I'm reading the cases. Someone in our Discord, in our testing team, mentioned the black case for Ragdos Sack. I thought it was awful, like literally unplayable. 2 mana, you get a 2/1 token that has menace and con block. To solve, you need to. So you control no suspected skeletons. Basically means like if you sack it, like you play turn 1 the oven, turn 2 this, you sack it. All that to get like a food token, and then you have to pay 2 mana to get a tutor, which just seems so slow and gimmicky. Yeah, okay, we agree. My teammates are just idiots. I mean, maybe in an actual just beatdown deck, just maybe standard power level, if someone that was skeleton tribal, and you're just, I'll play this, it's a creature, and then if ever my stuff dies, I mean, even then. Cerebral Confiscation. Target, oh, Mind Rot, I like it. The new Mind Rot, let's see it. I don't know that card. Target, open, and discard. The other 2 modes are going to be so terrible. They've got to be so terrible, right? Target, open, and discards 2 cards on its 1 other modes. Target, open, and reveals their hand. You choose an... Oh! Okay. It's not Coercion. Coercion, I think you could take lands. Actually, not terrible. Wait, is Coercion... Why do I always think Coercion could take lands? Target element reveals his hand, choose a card from it. Okay, because the Q could. I'm not crazy. Okay, let's be precise here, chat. This is a serious stream. The Go Blank upside is so good, though. But against Lotus Field, when they have 5, there's a lot of spots where they just have 5 cards in hand, and you just need to take the right one. I think that card's too bad, right? Though it's just not. It's maybe good in, I don't know, exiling's so relevant in Pioneer. Coercion. I don't think Coercion was ever really gas. I think I've played a bit of Coercion, but it was probably never a great deck when I had to put Coercion in it. Alright, who thinks Confiscation is going to see play in Pioneer? Especially over Mind Rot. I doubt it. I mean, maybe in Waste Not. Maybe Waste Not finally top tier. Any Waste Not stands in chat, excited about Cerebral Confiscation. Let's move on. Clandestine Meddler. Back, blah, blah. Okay, Delhi. Oh, that's a new sweeper, right? 5 mana, Delhi Cover Up. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may collect Evidence 6, destroy all creatures. If Evidence was collected, exile a card from an opponent's graveyard, search its owner's graveyard, hand a library for any number of cards with that name, and exile them. The player shuffles, then draws a card for each. Yeah. So, yeah, you can get rid of a Crocside, you can collect Evidence, you can get rid of Phoenixes. It's a little like Shadow's Verdict, but not really. Someone was just, so you can target basic land, and I was like, why would you want to target basic land? You're just helping them turn 5. You want to get rid of all their basic lands? Oh, someone, Trail of Magic just said it in chat. Wow. Great. Yeah, I'm sure they're really going to be upset that they're not going to draw another basic for the rest of the game. Seems like a really... Can you target yourself? Oh, wait. Exile a card from an opponent's graveyard. I was going to say, actually, it could be, yeah, if you could target yourself and remove all your swamps, Exile 10 plays, draw 10. No, you only draw for the ones they had in hand. The player shuffles and draws a card for each card exiled from their hand this way. I don't know. I mean, who would ever want that card in Pioneer? 5 mana is a lot. I mean, it's kind of cool if you can exile Living Ends or exile Footfalls or exile Yogg. It's a really powerful effect. But 5 mana is just so many. And Sunfall's also really good. I mean, different colors, but can you justify playing that card in a blue-black control deck? 5 mana. You might not even always have. It is nice with Shark Typhoon. Shark Typhoon gets you collect evidence. Where are we? Pioneer. It's pretty strong, like getting rid of Crocsai in this matchup. Getting rid maybe of a Planeswalker, like any spell you dilute their deck in long games. Phoenix, Amalia combo. It is a really powerful effect in the format. Like even Hidden Strings, it's like a sweeper. You can just cast it, right, for 5. I mean, it's not going to do much against Hidden Strings, but maybe you get their Hidden Strings. Just 5 mana, really bad exile effect. Maybe a 1-of, a 1-of in a control deck. But I can't believe that card's going to be like, it's not what's going to take blue-black to the next level. Are we almost done with black? Not really. Alright, because I need a break. Let's stop on an interesting card so at least people have something to think about while I'm gone, and I'll do some trivia, obviously. Okay, 2 mana, Extract Confession, sorcery. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. If evidence was collected, instead each opponent sacrificed a creature. It was the greatest power among creature they control. So if it was, I don't know, why didn't they make that card instant speed? Feels like it would have been fine at instant speed, no? Very well. We do play 6 mana sweeper already. It's much better. Yeah, that is a good point. We do play Farewell, and I mean that card's better than Farewell in a bunch of spots. Costs common, so print good commons. Good of draft. Anyways, let's move on. Fester Leech. I always get excited when I see a 1 mana creature, especially if it's not common. You never know, but whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you mill 2 cards. 2 mana, +2/+2, activate only once each turn. It is a zombie. It works with Gravecrawler and stuff. And, if you're playing a Vengefine deck, it does add up to be able to pump your 1-drop and make it relevant. Also, Leech. Thank you. There's just not that many great 1 mana zombies. But it's probably not good enough. Oh yeah, there's Bowmaster in the format. Never mind. Forget about it. Sorry. Well, Pioneer has a Vengefine deck, no? Or Pioneer has a Dredge deck, not actual Vengefine, right? And it doesn't have Gravecrawler. I can't think. Is Gravecrawler Pioneer legal? This is a missing piece for Leech Tribal. Am I gonna post the list? Yeah, I mean, you can check the VOD. I've been, keeping track. Did we not add a single black card so far? I guess we haven't gone through that many. I guess I'll add Deadly Cover Up. I'll probably try it next time I play blue-black. Even though, I guess I'm pretty interested in that 2 mana instant, so I want to make my deck as cheap as possible and have spot removal. Pioneer has a bad graveyard deck, yeah. Homicide Investigator, rare. 2/2 human detective. Okay, human type, 2 mana. Whenever 1 or more non-token creature you control die, investigate. This ability triggers only 1, including itself. 2/2 for 2 human. Whenever 1, so it's like kind of anti-sweeper, but you lose a lot of tempo and you have to spend a lot of mana. It does work with Scat, right? It does kind of pop up with Scat. Whenever 1 or more non-token creature you control die, investigate. It's also not the worst curve if you go turn 2 Harvester, turn 3 Play That, kill something. I mean, Sag doesn't mind, in some matchups anyways, doesn't mind playing a grindy game. I don't have room for that card, right? Anyone seeing it? Daredevil. What? I only get one clue from a sweeper. You say. Hunted Bone Brute. 6/2 for free menace. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent creates 2 1/1 dog creature tokens. When Bone dies, each opponent loses free life and it has Disguise too. Oh, so you can play it, flip it. 6/2. Who benefits? How can you benefit from giving your opponent creatures? Meat Hook Massacre for 1 is kind of a combo, but then you have to play for exactly 1, because or else your 6/2 dies. Is there a picture? Oh, it's good was Ferocity. Give them 2 creatures, you take 2. Yeah, ETB doesn't trigger when flipped. Vintage Oath. Yeah, I thought about it with Subdruid. Obviously, this is stupid, but it might be better than Shakedown Heavy in my Obosh Fight Frigging deck. Yeah. Is there a deck that just gets rid of 1/1s really easily? I mean, Devil, but it's just not a free. And Festivities, yeah. Probably too weak. Illicit Masquerade. 4 mana enchantment. Flash. When it enters the battlefield, put an imposter counter on each creature you control. Whenever a creature you control has an imposter counter on it dies, exile it. Return up to one other target creature card. Return up to one other target creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield. So with Cat Oven, technically you can like have something big in the yards, play that on 4, sag the cat, bring it back. Recurring Nightmare. Yeah, it kind of reminds me. What's the name of that card? I think it's something Solitudes. Diabolic Servitude. I used to play that. It's like 4 mana enchantment. I don't even remember what it does. No, not Makeshift, even though it is, you know, from Urza Saga, yeah. How do we abuse that? Make tokens, make cheap tokens. Like Gear Hulk, bring back a Gear Hulk. That's a reasonable card to put in a deck. That's also like... You need a bunch of creatures in play. You need some like good creatures in your graveyard. Might honestly be more of a modern card. That could be a spike card. Blood Die, sack, return a Traxa. Alright. Let's take a look at... Where are you? John Luca. I mean, it's so much set. I mean, Liliana is like 1 more mana and it kind of does it on its own and it does a bunch of stuff for you. I like how every card just starts with Fable. It's like, oh yeah, that card's kind of decent with Fable. I don't know, maybe I'm missing, maybe I'm like tunnel vision. Basically living in land cyclers. Yeah. Land cyclers are good with a lot of cards in this set. Hey, Proto Man, I've not played Standard in months at this point, so I'm kind of out of it. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to give you a good answer. Alright, let's move on. It doesn't add up. 5 mana, instant speed, return target creature card from a graveyard to battlefield, suspected. So instant speed, Zombify. Is there a 4 mana Zomb? I don't think there's a 4 mana Zombify in Pioneer, right? There's like 4 mana, bring back artifacts, probably refurbish, but as far as creature go, is there a 4 mana 4-mana Zombify at all. 5 is the best you get. But once again, like this card's kind of competing with Lily. Let's move on. There's no way. Blood for Bones. That 4-mana, you have to sack a creature. Oh, and you get Lead Pipe. It's one of these equipments. 1 free flying for 2. Exile it from the graveyard. Create 2 tapped 1/1 black creatures. Tokens with flying. Basically, Seasoned Pyromancer. It does crew Copter. It does crew Copter and give you value when you discard it to Copter, but I guess so does Crocsine. Ooh, that's like just better eliminates. This spell can't be countered. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less. Can't be countered. I mean, we already don't play eliminate. Eliminate's been power crept. It is nice against Trespasser. And Trespasser is a nightmare for control decks. But that's a little narrow. It is against Amalia, I guess. You don't have to pay the free life. I mean, if the meta is like 20% Rakdos and every Rakdos slate is playing 4 Trespasser, you can probably justify playing some long goodbyes. But the mirror control cards. What are we playing these days in the mirror control? Push, and then, I mean, Edict, Drown. Especially, you gotta keep in mind that blue-white's probably gonna be pretty popular with the new mana leak. So any card that doesn't line up very well against blue-white, you get a Shark token. Drown, I'm a pretty big fan of Drown, too. Massacre Girl Known Killer. It's kind of a stupid name, though. Oh, give me a second. Where were we? Massacre Girl Known Killer. Yeah, I was gonna say this name just makes me laugh. Do you really have to put an emphasis on the fact that she's a known killer? Her name's literally Massacre Girl. Like, am I muted? I'm muted. Massacre Girl, actual sweetheart. It's a murder mystery themed set. Yeah. Oh, okay. Innocent until proven guilty. 4-mana, 4/4 legendary creature, human assassin, menace. Creatures you control have wither, including her. They deal damage to creatures in the form of -1/-1 counter. Whenever a creature in opening control dies, if its toughness was less than 1, draw a card. So you need to kill them in combat. Does that even work with Dismember? Any good combos? Creatures you control have wither. I'm assuming that card's just not very good. Meat Hook works with Harvester, I guess. Virtue. Dismember, Yogg, Overkill, works with Yogg. Yeah, combat damage, obviously, because your creatures have wither. Yeah, sorry, I mean, I thought that was implied, but that card does not seem good, right? As far as standard Pioneer Modern. If you get to do the thing, it is kind of nuts. And the body is kind of fine, and it like makes it so that people can't block your creatures the turn you play it. But I mean, the bar is Shieldred. Pretty high bar. Maybe good in Pioneer with Meat Hook. It is an obscene effect if ever you pull it off. Just game winning. How does it line up against removal? Gets pushed. Yeah, it gets pushed. Ugh. Gets lightning axed. Is this 4-drop better than Shieldred? No. Would maybe run this over 1 transfer and standard mono black. You can already compare 3-mana cards and 4-mana cards, so. Yeah, Ted, report me. Alright, let's move on. Murder, okay. Uncommon, okay. Robbery, that's the super Siphon Insight. Black X, outrageous robbery. Target opponent exiles the top X card of their library face down. So it's like a super what's he called? The 2/3. Why can't I remember the name? Anyways. You may look at those and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though 1 mana of any cast. Gaunty. Yeah, it's Gaunty / Siphon Insight type of effect. It is instant speed. It is somewhat flexible because you can cast it on turn 3 if you're desperate for a land drop or for some action. And then obviously in the late game, you cast it for like X's, I don't know, 6, 7, and this wins you the game if you have a little time. It's like kind of a card draw spell in black. Black doesn't have that many like X mana card draw spells. I don't know. Does anyone? Someone mentioned coffers, but wouldn't you just rather have? Me already have Karn that kind of is decent on turn on 4 mana, but also decent if you have 10 mana because you get to play something big right away. So, any excited modern stuff so far? Focus mostly on Pioneer. Or modern. Maybe Cryptic Coats, the new equipment. Maybe you could play that in Blue-White Hammer Time. Or I guess maybe we didn't put it on the list, but maybe just reenact Emrakul. Because that wins you the game, right? It's hard to set up, but if you reenact Emrakul, you're winning close to 100% of the time. Reenact Omniscience. I mean, might as well just do. Scholar might be interesting for Modern Phoenix. Sylvan's Cry. Alright, let's move on. Yeah. What does that card do? 5 mana? Draws you some cards, lose you some life. Oh, that card's not very good. Ooh, another one? Presume Dead. Oh no, it's 2 mana, 1 mana. Until end of turn, target creature gains +2/+2 and gain when this creature dies. Return to the battlefield. Okay, insist. Okay. I mean, it's decent limited trick, but it's not a scam spell. More scam cards. Ban it. Ban them all. Okay. Oh, Slice from Shadows. The Shadows. Black and X. Dispel can't be countered. Target creature gets -6/6. Oh no, never mind. Nothing special. The Gorehound. Snarling Gorehound. Didn't Spike tweet about that, but I didn't get the joke. I didn't get the reference. 1/1 menace for 1. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters battlefield near your control, surveil 1. That's not that bad. Would you ever play that in Amalia? It's not good enough for Amalia, right? You can't afford to just have. It's a beatdown card. It's a dog type. I mean, it's kind of nice in these black aggressive decks. There's a bunch of things you get value from when you self-mill, like the 1-drops that come back from the graveyard, but it's just way too weak. What's the Gorehound joke? I don't know. Oh, it was a DRC reference. Was that the joke? Why doesn't it have +2/+2 flying? Right, okay. Got it. Soul Enervation. 4 mana flash. Target creature gets -4/-4 until all turns. An enchantment. When one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, each one will lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. Modern Dredge. 4 mana is a lot for Modern Dredge. Toxin Analysis. 1 black instant target creature gains Depth Touch and lifelink until end of turn. Investigate. That's a neat trick. I like these cards, but. Construct. You may say. Exile. 5 mana. When it enters the battlefield, you may sack an artifact or a creature. When you do, exile target creature and open control. I mean, the exile part's really nice, but 5 mana for that effect. An elf, Ravenous Rats. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent exiles a card from their hand. 2 mana, exile. Did we already have that effect? I feel like we did. Not as an elf, though. What does black have so far? Wait, no. That's what black has so far? Deli cover up, and it's all kind of a stretch. Oh, the snail, right. 6/5 flying for 6, ward sack a creature. Whenever a creature dies, target one with this weapon into 1 million. Long goodbye, yeah, but there's like Shield Red's Edict, Fatal Push. If you're blue black, you've got wow, Black Guts. Even for standard, nothing really came up, right? Black is terrible.